All right. Hello. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening, wherever you are. Happy Monday. I'm really glad to be here. Super glad to be here. Honk honk. So I'll give it a little second for everybody to like hop on and say hello in the chat. But if you can believe, it is already the end of November. And all of this month, we've been working on angles. So we started off with side angle and we did like some triangle stuff, and we took off into some single-legged balancing shapes like your half moon and your Chapasana. And then last week we took it into arm balance land, doing our Astavakrasana, our 8 angle, and some other fun things. Hi, Stephanie. So glad you're here. And for today, we're gonna be working on our side angle revolved. So we're gonna do a lot of the things we did the first week, but just apply them through twists. And if there's something I really wanna do today, it is twists. I've been pretty sedentary the past few days, and I'm excited to move my spine in particular. Hi, Lacey. One thing that twists do that I really like, in addition to just being really great for digestion and just getting your heart rate up, is they're actually, I mean, depending on how you're approaching them, right? It's a lot of stability for your hips, a lot of stability for your legs. So a lot of areas of your body are gonna get some attention today. I guess that's what I'll call it. How are you two doing? Welcome everybody else. We still got some time before class. I'm gonna give it a sec for people to hop on, say hello, tell me how their lives are today. So if you need to do some last minute things like grabbing some water, setting up your space, make it happen. One thing that'll be helpful before we go too much in everything else, having some blocks will be really helpful for today. Twists can be very difficult balance-wise, so if balancing is a struggle for you, I always like to recommend to people to have some blocks around, or even positioning yourself close to a wall, yeah? Because we're gonna take all these shapes that are already challenging on their own and then make you rotate. So expect to see your, again, your revolved like low lunges, so those really deep lunges, even a revolved pyramid. We'll see if we can get to revolved triangle and even your revolved half moon. I know I don't like that one, but the only reason why I don't like it is because I think it's hard. Yes, Rachel. Yes. Good morning, Shayla. Very tiring week, very tight in my shoulders and low back. Excited to twist it out. Yes. Same. I am ready to twist out all sorts of things. I feel like I need like an emotional and spiritual twisting. Like, I need somebody to do that, but to my brain. If you guys know of a way to like just dunk your brain in some bleach and then wring it out like a washcloth, let me know. I've been a potato this weekend. Me too. I've been a potato and I've eaten lots of potatoes. Playlist, that's a good question. Let's see what playlist we want to work to. I didn't think that far in the future. Thank you, Jelena, for being the other half of my brain today. I literally dropped my mother off at the airport, woke up at 4:30 this a.m. So today I was like, I'm gonna make it to class, and then after that, I don't even know what. I don't even know what. I'm trying to think of what my vibe is today. That was a good one. There's too many. If you follow me on Spotify, you know that there's just, it's a little overwhelming sometimes. I usually just like go back to a playlist that I used earlier in the week for some entirely different class that is unrelated, you know. My boyfriend is off work today, so I'll be damn, dude. I used to do a lot of movement to the sounds of Call of Duty. And my husband talking to his friends. Have you guys seen those TikToks where they're making jokes about it and how gay it sounds? They're like, 2 guys on me? They're coming inside? That's like literally how it sounds. I'm like, I'm looking at this one playlist that I made, but I didn't even complete it. I didn't even finish it because I'm a dingus. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this computer audio. Yeah, narrating my books. Exactly. And I'm going to suggest, but you don't have to. Oh, where did it go? Oh, that's just a 30-minute one, so that won't work. So you know what? You know what you're gonna do today? I want you guys to think of a song just in this past week that you were super duper vibing on. And then you can open up your Spotify and create a playlist based on that song. Do you guys ever do that? That's probably one of my favorite things to do. And something that I have been listening a lot to this week, well, it's kind of like a mix of things. I've been listening to a lot of Dead Can Dance, a lot of Fever Ray, but I want something that's a little bit uplifting because I want to kind of have some energy today. And then we'll get started. We'll get started in tabletop. That's how we'll start. I know it's already 5 minutes into class. Here I am. All right. And from that all fours position, let's start by just warming up your wrists. So I want you to spread out your paws nice and wide onto your mat. Imagine that there's a pencil in the center of your chest, and I want you to draw a circle on the ground between your hands. I'm going to put this microphone right in the center. All right, and then we'll reverse these circles in the other way. Oof, yo, my shoulders, my wrists are creaky. All right, and then we'll bring it all the way back home, and we'll do a couple rounds of scapular push-ups. So I want you to firm up your core, keep your tailbone and hips in one spot, and just retract and protract the shoulders. You're keeping the arms straight. You're just squeezing and separating the shoulders. Deceptively difficult. Good, last 3. Last 2. Last one, I want you to maintain your protraction and just work the tailbone, almost like we're peeling apart what our cat-cows are and isolating them in our upper and lower half. So just working your anterior and posterior tilt. Upper body is still. Still maintaining, again, the protraction in the shoulders, the external rotation in the arms, last 3. Last 2. And on 1, tuck that tailbone, push into the ground, let your chin work towards your chest. Nice. 360 rolls. Ribs to the right, ribs to the left. Involve every bit of your spine. And reverse directions. Breathe, sync up with yourself. And then make your way back to center. Tuck your toes, take a breath in. And with your exhale, push back into down dog. Good, now listen, I want you to come back into your tabletop, opening up your chest to the front. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, take it forward, knees to the ground, open chest. Exhale, lengthen out the spine, down dog. Let's do that 2 more times, please. And then we'll hold in our downward facing dog. Focus on the external rotation through your shoulders. The sit bones lengthening to the sky. Just a 10-second hold here, and then we're back on our knees for some introductory twists. All right, my loves, let's take ourselves back onto all fours. And we're gonna work into thread the needle, one of my favorite twists. Right arm can reach out or up. I want you to notice if your hips bump off to the side. It's not the end of the world, but think about trying to center them a little bit more. Breath in, please. Exhale, thread it underneath you. Right ear, right shoulder to the ground. See if you can create space between the ear and the shoulder. Now, left hand can stay on the ground right in front of you. It can also extend long in front of you. This is one of my favorite variations to do. especially because I'm encouraging myself to externally rotate through that left arm. We'll take 2 more breaths. All right, let's bring ourselves back. Right arm reaches. Spin on your left knee, meeting me in a modified side plank. Right foot is gonna lift. I want you to bring your right heel in towards your butt. Capture the top of your right foot with your right hand. Your thumb should rest kind of right near the ankle bone. Now I want you to kick that foot behind you. Open up the front of the body, open up through the shoulder, please. Nicely done. Let's release that. Now listen, right hand comes back down onto the ground. Right leg is gonna extend out to the side, foot is gonna flatten to the ground. If I was facing you, you would see a shape kind of like this, but you on all fours. Now I want you to work squareness through the hips. I'm already feeling it in my inner thigh. The goal is to feel a stretch in the inner thigh. If you want a little bit more, then see if you can lower your forearms to the ground. Nice. You can even reach the arms forward, almost like a puppy pose, but with the leg extended out. All right, we got our last breath here. We'll walk ourselves back up onto tabletop. We'll tuck this right leg back in, and then we'll work through our thread the needle on the other side. So left arm reaches out or up. Hips want to stay as square as they can so that you can thread the needle with a good foundation. Shoulder, ear to the ground, but create space between the ear and the shoulder. Right arm reaches up, right arm reaches long. Again, think square hips and think belly breaths. This is like my happy place right here. All right, let's bring you up. We're spinning on our right knee, extending the left leg back. And then we'll pick up the left foot, bring it in towards your seat. See if you can grab the top of your foot without getting a cramp. I'm feeling one coming already. And then we'll kick this leg behind us, opening up the front line of our body. This is a back bend. We're not trying to side bend. Yeah, this is kind of my favorite duo front body shoulder opener. All right, we'll bring it back, hand to ground, leg extends out to the side. We'll stack shoulders above our hips for a moment if you need to check it out. And then work into the inner thigh opener. I know I'm kind of off camera here, but all right. Now from this shape, if you feel it in the inner thigh, great. If you need to play around with the hips a little bit, do that. Or you can bring forearms to the ground, or even your puppy position. All right, we'll take our last breath because I kind of would stay here forever if you let me. And we'll bring ourselves back up onto all fours, tabletop. Reset that breath for a moment, tuck your toes. And then we'll bring you back into downward facing dog. We'll lift up the heels high, bend the knees, look forward. Step or travel to the front, however you like. Hang heavy in this forward fold for a moment. Focus on the hamstrings. And then we'll soften into your knees. Let's roll you all the way up to standing. Great. Moving through a sun A to get our blood flowing, our blood pumping. I want to encourage you, if you're feeling creative, to add on back bends, jump backs, anything like that. And even I'll offer up some more advanced iterations of those things. Feet hip width distance or apart. We'll reach both of our arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, breath. Exhale, back to Samastitihi, either arms by side body or at heart center. Again, inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Nice, halfway lift. Chaturanga, you can step back, hop back, high to mid plank. Know that also lowering all the way down to your stomach and doing cobras is totally an option. Down dog for 3 breaths, and then we'll make our way back to the front. Great, let's prepare to move. I stepped on my first one, so I'm gonna step with my opposite foot. We'll go straight into our halfway lift, and then forward fold again. Rise up to standing, and arms by side body. Again, inhale, reach up, and forward fold, take it down. Halfway lift. Again, stepping back, hopping back, chaturanga. If you're doing hop backs, do land with the elbows bent, please. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Nice, let's again move. Know that on these next ones, you can start to try hops forwards, yeah? And you can really work on sustaining and trying to land as soft as you can to start to prepare for any arm balances. Halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Really curl up the spine there, dig deep into those folds. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, arms by side body, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms reach back up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And again, with your exhale, traveling back behind you. Chatta. Urdhva Mukha. And Adho, downward facing dog, another 3 breaths. We got 2 more rounds. All right, let's travel again. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arms by side. Again, inhale, rise up. And exhale, forward fold. Since these are our last 2, some advanced variations you can go for. Going for a crow. I know it feels pretty early in the moment, but maybe you're feeling it. Knees come onto triceps. You can lean forward, lift up 1, lift up 2 feet. Take a moment to balance. Really pull the belly in, protract the shoulders. And then you can use this moment also to either come back down or even jump back from here. Upward facings. And downward facing dogs. 3 breaths, and then we're on to our last one. You guys are doing great. Let's again travel to the front. Halfway lift and fold. Rise up to standing. Reset, arms by side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And again, stepping back, hopping back. Hey, if you want to throw in a crow again, maybe you're already feeling super frisky, you want to do a little press to handstand, I'm not going to stop you. We're all going to meet back in downward facing. Three breaths. All right, nicely done. After that third breath, walk down onto your knees. And I want to throw in a puppy pose, mainly for the shoulders. Because in a lot of these twists, I'm going to offer up a couple moments for binds, for extra extension shapes. So I want to make sure that your shoulders feel really, really nice and open. So we've already kind of done part of a puppy when we had that leg situation extended out to the side. Here we can really dig into it. So arms move forward and you can bring chest, chin, and or forehead down to the ground. If you have blocks, you can add insult to injury here and work your puppy up on your blocks. It is very intense, so just be really mindful of your shoulders limitations today. We're gonna do 15 seconds or so into this deep shoulder opener. All right, last 5. And we'll start to bring ourselves out. Whoo! Your girls' shoulders were screaming. All right. From here, we're going to push ourselves to the back of our mat. We're going to do another forward fold. And then we'll soften into our knees, and we'll start to roll ourselves up to standing. All right. Hips are going to stay in one spot. Bring your left hand onto your tummy or onto your pelvic area. Reach your right arm forward, up towards the ceiling, and then back behind you. Constantly think about your right hip trying to bump towards the front. Twists are not just created by a part of the spine rotating. We're also coming from a very active space through our core and a very open space in the front of our upper body and our shoulders. Nice. Bring the right arm back down. Replace. Left hand onto your stomach, hip area. Left arm reaches up, back. Keep trying to zhuzh this left hip forwards as you reach the left arm back behind you. Great. Last 3. Ooh. Last 2. And release that hand down. Both of your arms are going to reach up. Inhale, breath. And exhale, take it down. Bend into your left knee, left hand on the ground. Right arm reaches up. Let's work into a forward fold twist. And switch. Right hand down, left arm up. And then we'll bring the left hand down. Now let's walk you forwards into a downward facing dog. And we're gonna work
down dog twist. So widen out your feet a little bit. Right arm works underneath the body and for the outside of your left leg. Again, think about keeping the hips in one spot. So usually they try to bump out to the left. It's just something that we try to do. Try to work them towards center and stabilize into that left shoulder. Great, let's switch. I like to always kind of shift my weight forwards a little bit, really make sure my right arm is in the right place, and then move to the other side twist. Good, last 3. Last 2. And 1. Bring the left hand back down to the ground. Shift yourself forward into a high plank, readjust your feet, and then push back into downward facing dog again. Let's lift up your right leg. Point through the foot, try to stay square through your hips, really work your extensions. Nice, draw your knee towards your nose and we'll step through into a low lunge. Lower your left knee down to the ground. Stack your shoulders up above your hips. So you're not going for a super extended lunge. Notice that my hip is pretty much stacked almost on top of my left knee. Both arms are going to reach up. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, open your twist to the right hand side. So right arm is reaching back, left arm is reaching forwards, tailbone is staying tucked, right hip is staying long. Try to breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. Nicely done. Bring both arms back up towards the ceiling on 1. And then we'll bring both of your hands down to the ground, framing your right foot. Tuck your back toe, lift up your back knee, and then step your left foot forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Rise into a chair position. My brain was thinking ahead, and so I was like, no, that's not what we're going to lift up from a forward fold into. Now, from this chair position, I want you to bring both of your hands towards heart center, sit a little bit deeper. Take your inhale, and exhale, we're going into a prayer twist. Left elbow towards your right thigh. Now, if your knees are feeling confused as to what to do, know that you can take a block between your thighs to give them a little squeeze if bringing them together just does not feel great. Now, in this prayer twist, I want you to think about lengthening through your spinal column. That includes your hips. Open up your chest to the side. You've got 3. Nicely done. Last 2. And 1. Let's take you to center. Stand all the way up. And then we'll step back into a high crescent. Both of your arms reach up towards the ceiling. Nice. Again, open twist to your right. Tailbone nice and long. 1 inhale. And exhale, let's move into warrior 2. Left arm back, right arm forwards. Right knee, right big toe pointing towards the front of your space. Engage your glutes, turn those on. Flip your right palm, reverse warrior, opening up your side body. Nice, we'll take it all the way down to low lunge. And then you can move through your high to mid plank your way. That can be also completely omitting it. We'll meet back in down dog, and then we'll start to work through our other side. We'll gain pace, we'll build difficulty. Left leg lifts. Keep it square, keep that leg nice and long. Bring the knee towards your nose, step through low lunge. Lower your right knee, stack shoulders up above your hips. Both arms reach up, breath in. Exhale, open heart twist to your left. Energy out through these arms, tailbone nice and long. Great job, we'll bring you back up, inhale. And exhale, bring hands to the ground and step your left foot forward. Halfway lift, Ooh, ooh, ooh. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, bend into your knees, reach your arms upper hand corner. Sit a little bit deeper and then we'll work into our twist. Hands at heart, right elbow to left thigh. Again, I showed you my little tricks with the blocks if you need to squeeze something, but do think about spinal length. We tend to round the spine a bit in these twists. I want you to find length. Think about extending the sit bones back behind you. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. And we'll bring it up to center. Work to standing. Step back. High lunge. Open heart twist again. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, warrior 2. Nice. Tailbone, nice and long. Glutes on. Reaching front to back. Pressure into outside edge of right foot. And let's head into reverse warrior. Nice. Let's bring it all the way down. And again, moving through your way. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a quick reset here, a few breaths. Know that those breaths can be spent just still in down dog. You can intensify the shoulder opening by coming into dolphin. You can increase heart rate by practicing handstand hops. If your forearms are down and you want to practice your Pincha Mayurasana or your forearm stand, go for it. Options abound for all skill levels. Yeah. Holding down dog is challenge enough, honestly. I always feel like I am working in that shape no matter what. All right. You're there for 3. We're meeting back in down dog in 2. Nicely done. Downward facing dog on 1. Right leg lifts. Let's go knee towards your nose. Good. Send it back up to the ceiling. Right knee, right tricep. Right leg back up. Right knee, left tricep. Let's kick this leg out to the side. Roll to instep of your left foot. Reach left arm up towards the ceiling. Bring it back down. Right leg up. Knee towards your nose. Step through low lunge. Left knee down. Stack shoulders above hips. And then you can do your open twist, or let's start to work compressive. Hands to heart. Left elbow towards your right thigh. You've already done a prayer twist, so you're not that far off from here. Same thing. Think about lengthening, pushing, and opening. You can even look behind you for that extra challenge. Here for 3. Here for 2. And 1. Let's bring it back to center, and I'm going to give you TL's little challenge for the day. Tuck your back toes. Come all the way up to standing. Yeah? Right hand outside of left thigh. Make this one into an open twist. If you want to go for the foot grab, you're feeling good. Kick your left foot towards the front. I feel more comfortable looking ahead of me, but if your balance is feeling right today, maybe you want to look behind. Great. Transitioning from here to warrior 2. Release that foot. I like to sweep with my left arm as I step back, opening straight into that warrior 2. Isn't that nice? Now listen, move into your reverse warrior. And then let's take it into triangle. Lengthen out through the right leg, right arm down, left arm high. Inhale, reverse triangle all the way up and back. And exhale, low lunge, rebend into your front knee. Step through, upward facing, and downward facing dog. Breaths in, breaths out. Nice, let's do side 2. Left leg lifts. Knee to nose, big squeeze. Left leg lifts. Left knee right tricep, or left knee left tricep. Left leg lifts. Left knee right tricep, let's kick it out. Roll to inside edge of right foot, reach right arm up. Nice, bring it back. Left leg up. Knee to nose, step through. Lower the right knee, stack shoulders above hips. Arms up overhead, breath in. And exhale, we move into our compressive twist. Hands at heart, right elbow onto your left thigh. Great, last 3. I'm getting sweaty, spicy too. And we'll bring it back to center. And here comes that little challenge. Tuck the toe all the way up into standing. Left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Right arm reaches back. Just introducing balances. If you're feeling good, you can grab for the foot and extend the right leg. Good, maybe you change where you're looking and try to look back behind you. Nicely done. Let's release. We're going to step back into warrior 2. Take your time getting there. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, triangle. Lengthen through the left leg, left arm down, right arm high. Oh my God, my left thigh. Something in particular about left thigh. All right, reverse triangle, bring it up and back, evening out through your hips. And then take it all the way down to the ground. Exiting your way again. Upward face. And downward face. Now another opportunity either for rest, for challenges, for pushing your boundaries. Down dog. You can go forearms down to the ground, working your dolphin pose again. You can even be in your dolphin pose and do a couple drills from there. Drills include dolphin push-ups. So from that forearm down position, all you're doing is shifting forward and back. Another thing that you can work is elbow floating. Elbow floating. Really great for building your strength in the back body. Now, if you were working your handstand hops and things like that, working into your tucks, working on to hopping up into straight leg up and down, or even into your straddle, you have another opportunity for that. Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit longer to play here, maybe like 15 seconds or so. All right, you've got 3 more seconds. Last 2. Great. And 1. Going for a little bit of a different entry on this one, okay? So from that downward facing dog, lift your right leg up again. And this time we're going to go straight to right knee, left tricep. So cross body. Extend it out to the side. Reach left arm up. You know the drill. Bring it back. Right leg lifts up. And then we'll go knee to nose, step through, low lunge. Now let's come straight up into a high crescent here. and bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna do a repetitive twist action. Left elbow comes to right thigh, and then you're gonna come back up to standing. Yeah? Tap, up, tap, up. I know this is the tough part. It's here, it's coming. We've got 5, 4, yeah, 3, wow, balance is shitty, 2, and 1. Let's hold your twist. Pushing elbow into thigh, working thumbs close to heart. You can stay right here, loving/hating life. You can also work a lot deeper and think about your left hand coming towards the ground. You can even work binds, full or half. If you're working that full bind, great opportunity to look all the way back behind you. See what your left leg is doing. Sometimes our legs like to twist off to the left and follow our twist, but remember, we're trying to keep our lower body pretty stable. You've got 3. You've got 2. Last one. Let's bring ourselves back up. I know your leg is dead, but bring it up. Work through that twist again. Grabbing for the leg, working your extension. Ooh. I know your legs are gonna be a little pissy today, I'm sorry. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Let's release this. Step back, open up into your 2. Inhale, reverse. And let's work your triangle. Breath in. And exhale, let's bring you back up. Now we're gonna go for a revolved triangle. The way I like to set myself up for this is by stepping my left foot a little bit out and a little bit wider. Rotate your chest to the front, bringing your left hand either to the ground or on a block to the inside or to the outside of the foot. Where I'm feeling this a lot is into my IT band and outer hip. Breathe. Focus. Last 3. Nice, nice. Last 2. And 1. We've got to come all the way back up. And we're going to counter this position with a skandasana over to the left. So take a big bend into your left knee. Work your way down. It can even be a lateral lunge. Nice. And then we'll push our way to the other side and move through our chaturangas. Upward facing. Hell yeah. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg lifts. Going straight across our body, extend it out. Open up. Nice, bring it back down. Left leg lifts. Knee to nose, let's step it through low lunge. Straight up into our high crescent. And we're going for those repetitive twists. Right elbow, left thigh. And we'll go back up. If the balance is messing with you, something that helps me a lot is just looking down. Maybe you need to widen up your stance a little bit. You've got 5. Go to 4. 3. Thought I was doing real good there with the balance. 2. And 1. Back up, Big transition up. Let's go. Left hand, right thigh, right arm reaches back. Good, you can go for the full grab. Good, last 3. Last 2. And we'll let that go. Back into your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. And then we're going to get set up for our revolve triangle. So I like to widen. The entirety of your back foot wants to be on the ground. So a good thing that you'll notice, if you start to peel up here, step out wide, step closer. Very intense. Square hips, you've got 3. Last 2. And 1. Let's bring ourselves all the way back up. Our counter was that big skandasana. Up and over to the right. Great, and then we'll push over to the other side and work through our high to mid. Upward facing and downward facing dog. Final opportunity for either moment of rest, for extra drills, forearms to the ground, working on your Pincha Mayurasana, working on your handstands, your hops. Good, we're heading into our last 10 minutes, which include our final stretches. Everything, so I want to give you guys plenty of time to kind of get everything you needed to out of your bod. Good. And working on those tucks, what I notice having an extended amount of time to work them is always really helpful. And you can even play with twists within those shapes too. You can be in your handstand, L-shaped legs, work rotations, leg switches, rotations, lots of things to play with. You can even get there from a straddle. Nope. Nope. I guess today isn't my day for working my twist handstands. I have been just, like some of you mentioned, a potato, so maybe I'm not meant to practice those today. I'll try again tomorrow. All right. If you're all worked out, my darlings, bringing yourself back down to the ground if you weren't sitting here already with me. And I want to give us one big final cool down before we drop all the way onto our backs. Probably one of my favorite things to do if I'm feeling like digestively I need a little help. This also cools me down a lot. We'll take a block. lay it lengthwise. You can also do this with a Pilates ball. And we're gonna lay on top of it. You could even do this with a foam roller, although I wouldn't do it like with one of those rumble rollers. I feel like that might be a little bit too intense. So we're gonna spend 2 minutes here. Give us a little timer. And if you're feeling like that subtle little thudding, it's very normal. It's your psoas, those deep muscles, pulses. Great, we're just about halfway through our tummy TPT. This is one of my favorites that I got from Amanda Murphy. Some of you know my dear friend Amanda. She's an amazing acupuncturist and is just about to open up her own space. I'm so proud of her. So if you're in Los Angeles, if you're near Hermosa Beach, please, please, please check her out. She's amazing. All right, final 30 seconds. So really see if you can allow the tummy to give way to the object you're laying on. Great, last 10. Last 3. Last 2. Nice. Get yourself off that block. And you can head back into a child's pose or even into rock. Knees come in, forehead on the ground, arms back by your side. And we'll just take a couple breaths here before we switch around and head onto our backs. Big belly breaths. Last one. And we'll bring ourselves up. We'll sit off to one side. Nicely done. And then we'll roll ourselves down onto our backs. All right, kiddos, press into your hips or into your feet and lift your hips. A little stretch through the front body. Breathe into that stomach. See it rise and fall. And then we'll bring your hips back down. Now we're going to go for one more of that bridge, or if you want it, bridge into your wheel position. Now, if you want to work into that wheel, it's an amazing, fantastic shoulder stretch, but if it doesn't feel right, don't force it for yourself. I like to start with my hips up, position my hands above the shoulders, and then push through my arms. Spending as long or as little as you need here. I know we didn't do a ton of back bends today, so might not be feeling super warm for your back bends. That's okay. Once you get your hips back down, we'll guide our knees wide around our ribs. Try to maintain some length through your spine here. Rock a little side to side, really gently bringing yourself out of that back bend space. And if you want it, if you feel ready, happy baby. Soles of the feet shown towards the ceiling, spine lengthens out. Three more breaths. All right, we'll bring ourselves back in. And we'll finish off with one twist. Legs can cross or stack. We'll drop them over to the left-hand side. Yes. Low back, give it up. One last breath here. And then we'll take the same twist, but over to the other side. So rock your knees through center, unstack, restack, or retwist. Wow. Last breath here. And then we'll take it back to center. And we'll give ourselves one final hug before landing in our very last position. Start to release your limbs, extending your legs down towards the bottom of your mat. Maybe your arms work out above you or even onto your body. You know what's best. Let your jaw be soft, your muscles be soft. Take your last 5 breaths here. When that final breath is worked, starting to bring some movement into your body. Eventually making your way to a seat, but there really is no rush. I just got this really overwhelming sense of gratitude. I'm just really grateful I get to do what I do. And I'm really grateful that you guys show up. So maybe you take a moment here thinking of that thing, those people, that place, that space that you're grateful for. You guys did great. Hope you're feeling good. I feel good. It was kind of just the right amount for me. Ugh. We'll be pretty much back to our original schedule this week. We'll have our beginners class Thursday. We'll also have our quick and dirty on Friday. And that means it'll be December. Hi, Beatrice. So good to see that you're here. You guys did amazing. Yes, Lacey. I bet you're feeling limber, loosey-goosey, al dente. I feel the same. Feeling much better. Thanks, Miss Shayla Rose. I adore you. Oh, yes, Stephanie. It's my pleasure to wring you out like a wet towel. Oh, yes, Lauren. Yes. I know, it makes such a difference. It's almost annoying. It almost bothers me how much I know I need to consistently work on my shoulders and my hips to just feel okay. But it's true. With all things. I'm feeling very ready after this last week to kind of get back into some routine. Feeling ready to kind of challenge myself in some new ways soon. And of course, work with all you wonderful creatures. Beatrice, it was so good to have you back in class. So happy. I know you were traveling. So I know it always feels really good after traveling to be home, take time with myself, move with myself, be connected to my body. It's really special. So if I don't see you guys this Thursday for beginners or on Friday for our quick conditioning class, then hopefully next Monday. I'm going to be updating our schedule soon. I kind of released a couple things and talked about it, but no weekend classes next week. I'll be in Canada, and then we'll be doing a slow flow week off, and then we're going to do a special class for New Year's Eve. We're gonna do New Year's Eve yin and yang and intention setting for 2023. It's be on a Saturday. I'm not quite sure what time I wanna do it yet because I wanna let people sleep in and stuff. So I'll let you guys know how all that goes. Yes, I bet. Well, after class, you guys don't forget, especially if it's been a while since you moved, make sure you drink water, feed yourself. Really important to fuel yourself after your movement classes. And if you feel all those yummy, delicious, positive feelings, send them out to somebody that needs them. That's what I try to do. This was so great. I'm gonna go feed myself. I know I'm hopping off kind of quickly. I do have a friend kind of coming by in like 5 minutes or so to pick something up. So I wanna make sure I'm ready to pass on that stuff to him. But you guys did great today. So, so, so proud of you all. All right, my loves. I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming to class. And if I don't see you again, maybe I'll talk to you on Discord.